Boom shakalaka. What's up, everybody's? Hey, had someone ask me this question the other day. What should you do when a homeless person asks you for money? Now, man, this is one of those tricky questions, right? I remember Tim Ferris was talking about he had a homeless guy took him around the streets of San Francisco and showed him whatever, and the homeless guy said never give money to the homeless because 100% of the time they're going to go use it for drugs. Right? So you don't want to take your money and fuel someone else's drug addiction. Now, the flip side of that is Jesus said when someone asks, you should give them. So what do you do? So this person asked me this the other day, and we had a really, I don't know, a good conversation about it, but this is what I think you should do. First of all, if you don't have extra money, like they say, hey man, do you got a spare extra dollar you can give me or whatever? If you don't have a spare extra dollar, say no, man, I don't have an extra dollar for you, right? What I do often, if I have a couple extra dollars, or if I have a quarter or whatever that I do not mind parting with, I'll say, hey man, I'll give you $1 if you let me pray for you, right? Simple enough. Gives you an opportunity to minister to the person. She says, well, what if you're kind of like in a hurry or you're driving by? I said, well, it's interesting. Jesus shared a parable about a rich man and Lazarus, right? I think it's interesting. You don't know the rich man's name, but you learn the poor man's name. So I've seen people get their lives radically changed because I remembered their names. So let's say there's one guy who's always on the same street corner begging for money, right? Let's say that. Man, if I'm in a hurry, I'm driving, I'm going to roll down my window, hand him a quarter or $1 or whatever, and say, hey man, what's your name? Tells me your name. If the light still hasn't turned green yet, I say, man, what can I be praying for you for? Right? So let's say his name was Larry, or I don't know, whatever. So for the next week, I'm going to be praying for Larry every day, whatever he mentioned. And the next time I drive by and I see him, I'm going to roll down my window and go, hey, Larry, man, last time I saw you, you said you needed help with this. How things going? Right? And over the weeks, I'm going to start building a relationship with this dude in such a way where, man, my end goal is to go and sit down and have a meal with the guy and talk story with him. I mean, that's what I like to do. I mean, Jesus says if you want to impact people, you got to eat with them, right? So eventually I'm going to say, hey man, you want to go eat? Jump in the car. Let's go get something to eat, right? And I'm going to go eat with the guy. Now, do I do this 100% of the time? No. But more often than not, man, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to meet the guy. If he lets me pray for him, I'm going to pray for him. You know, had a number of stories. I remember one time walking down the alleyway in front of my house, dude begging for money. Same thing, man. Here's $1. You know, let me pray for you. Another time he was shaving, man. He was dry shaving his hair on his head, like, because he wanted to get a haircut. He had just got out of jail. And, man, I said, man, let me go get you, I helped the dude out. You know, having like a year later, I see the guy in the Walmart. I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? He's like, oh, man, I got my life right. I got married. His wife was there. It was like, so sometimes little things like stopping in the alleyway, spending some time saying, man, you're important. You're important to Jesus. You're important to me. I want to help you. Right? Now, sometimes the biblical way that you help the poor is by giving them work. Right? So We've had it where we say, hey, I don't have an extra $1, but I do have some work if you would like to come and work. And we let them do little things around our place and then pay them money to do that. So there's options for you, right? Now, important thing to remember is these are people, right? Imagine if it was your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandma, whatever. Like, they're people, and so you can't look down on them. Honor them as people. And then, man, look for ways you can help the people out, right? Not all of them are going to want help, but some of them will. And when they do want help, go and help them, right? It's like, I mean, it's not complicated. So that's what I do when it comes to people asking for money. I'm looking for ways to bless them, pray for them, see God work in their lives. I'm looking to be able to spend time with these guys, go and eat with them, you know, like that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. All right, what do you guys think? Let me know down below.